And we are live. Welcome in, everyone. I don't know if anybody's watching yet or if anybody's going to watch. We're going to see. I don't know. Every evening's different. We see some regulars show up and some common faces show up. And I welcome everyone that is watching or that is wanting to watch. Today we are playing Alpha Galaxy Clan Steel Viper versus Nelson's Longbow, who are defending another planet that we haven't been on yet, New St. Andrews. It's in the same general area of space as Dora's land. It's basically, this map is from a little bit in the future, so you can see here, New St. Andrews is here, Dora's land is here, Zornskeep is here. Those are the three planets you might hear of or about more frequently right now. Right now, we've got our friends here in the Marian Hegemony, Lothian League, more Marian Hegemony, and some Magistracy of Canopus, which might not remain there very long as well. I might actually swap that back to Marian once I mess with the map again. It's fun to be able to update my own maps once I figure out how it works every time. So we're playing against Armor tonight. We've got the advanced tech equipment for Clan Steel Viper Alpha Galaxy. So he's got 2 actual human beings and 3 bioroid piloted mechs who basically share the same stats as one of his main pilots, which is a pretty big advantage because one of the pilot has an SPA, so every bioroid also has the odd dog SPA for free, basically. And if the stats change for the pilots, the stats for all the bioroids are going to change as well. But of course, that means that if the C3 computers start getting knocked out on some of those machines, bad things are going to happen because the bioroids require the C3 computers to work normally, basically. On my side, I've got some Nelson's Longbow people, one of their command lance, and a few of helicopters, and some planetary militias. Nothing super special. But I'm going with mechs that are, well, not more advanced, but more fancy. Well, the Thunder Fox is fairly advanced. It's a fairly modern design. It's not great, but it works. David is here. Hey, Mr. Glenn. Hope you have had a nice day and a good time. So basically, the mission is going to be fairly simple. The planet of New St. Andrews, when the Clan Steel Viper showed up, well, the defenders did the standard thing, trying to get the clans to declare a batchall and try to coax them into fighting in open grounds where they can use things like, artillery and other fun things like that. But Clan Steel Viper is not playing nice this time around. They want the planet and they're gonna take it. So your unit, part of Fort Viper Guards, is going to land near New Johanesburg, a fairly major city, and basically ambush a group of Nelson's Longbows that were going to protect that region. So the idea is to knock down one of their companies, so you're dropping with your own trinary down there. So 15 mechs against 12 plus planetary garrisons, which means, well, you still have an advantage because you've got clan tech, but it's a major if you manage to survive it. Does that make sense for a mission?
It makes sense for a mission. Just those blood asp are some real abominations considering what's gone into them.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of those bioroid mechs you're going to see are going to turn to be a really, really nasty. Druth is a little bit nicer. He was supposed to play yesterday. We didn't. He had some problems on his end. So we just postponed it to tomorrow where he has more time. And he's bringing stuff that's a little bit more sensible. A Stormcrow, an Executioner, and a couple of Inner Sphere upgraded mechs. He's a bit kinder than you are. But I'm going to say not even by that much. The Byroid mechs are going to turn out to be really nasty really quickly. All right. Deployment. As you see here, it's desert, but it's cold, by the way. I think it's minus 30 Celsius right now where you're at. So it is a cold locale.
Negative 40.
Negative 40, even better. It's a very cold desert, which do happen in real life as well. But that makes mechs with lasers a little bit more efficient, which might not help me very much.
The Vipers will be happy.
Yeah, I'm starting to get used to seeing those Vipers. But no, those are probably even worse because they got C3 computers on top of the targeting computer. And oh boy. All right. And the Iris.
Could be even worse. I could have taken the Dragonflies as well instead of the Bloodass. So then it would have the Vipers and the Vipers.
Oh, did you? And then you get the Inner Sphere version of the Viper on top of it. So you have the Viper, and the Viper. And things get extensively confusing for everyone. At this point, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing a video on the Longbow next week because I'm going to be playing a whole lot of Longbows as part of Nelson's Longbows. So... They've seen you drop with your dropships, so they kind of know where you are and are coming in. There's not a whole lot of cover outside of buildings, but you don't really care about the buildings, so there's that for you. But we would probably prefer if you don't destroy the factory that's in the middle where those helicopters are spawning. Because that would be, that's kind of the reason why you're attacking the planet, because you want the factories on this planet. Surprisingly, New St. Andrews has a lot of mech factories, which is very important to have when you're trying to invade the Marian hegemony. Or invade anyone, to be honest. Rather than having to run your own supply chain from the other end of the world, you just run it more locally.
You're in the periphery. If it's not made local, then you're probably not getting it.
Yeah. The Marians have quite a few factories themselves. New St. Andrews has a couple decent factories. They at least build spare parts for all sorts of things. So that's a very good start for an industry. And the Dora's land is mainly agricultural, so that's also very important to the Wolverine Union right now, because they're kind of starving. The entire group is kind of starving, so it's kind of important to have food. But no, I don't want you there. I want you there. I wish I still had. There was an option for me to redeploy everything, but I just gotta look at the maps before I play them and remember where I want to put my stuff. There is light snowfall. We are during daylight. There is a little bit of wind, and it is freakishly cold, which is not always pleasant. Okay, I have to be careful. Did I bring any ECMs? I didn't bring any ECMs. I might one day want to bring ECMs. It might be a good idea.
Yeah, actually, it kind of got me during a test game thing. That Oh, what happened to my C3 network?
Oh, there is a nasty little person that's doing the ECMs. It's kind of why you want ECMs on your own C3 mechs, but those are not as easy to get all the time. So you have to sometimes be a little bit more careful. Goblin is not a tank I'm used to playing. I'm gonna say right now, not as much as the Scorpion and the Vedette that I'm starting to be very used to running. Are they good tanks? Not really, but they do what they're meant to do, which is soak up a little bit of damage.
It's not that it's a particularly good tank, it just isn't a bad tank, which is good enough.
There are very few. There are bad tanks, but there's very few of them. I don't like the Galleon personally. I think it doesn't do what it is advertised to do really well.
It's not good enough to be a cheap tank.
That's a very good way of saying it. The Scorpion makes a better cheap tank. And the J. Edgar as well. All right. Shooting, I don't think I've got much that can shoot. Maybe the Auk can... The Auk Moth can try to snipe something with the light Gauss, because those shoot really far. But outside of that, I don't think I've got much. You shoot there. And I should twist torso. So I have to reselect.
They are evasive.
Which one?
Just all the VTOLs.
Oh yeah, well, I'm getting very well acquainted with the VTOL fun times, basically. They're not very good, but they're art to it. So, but I mean, you got a guy with an AG 20 that's going to turn those VTOLs into scrap really quickly. You don't see anything. You don't see anything. You don't have the range for anything. You don't see anything. And you don't see anything. Okay, well. And, it's a snubby. Well, it's not going to reach. It would have snubbed those PPC. Well, the goblin is already being goblined. Okay. Two motive its in one turn. That's always pleasant. So +3 to driving, -1 movement point. Light Gauss missed. The goblin, he's at +2, 3. He's at +5 to his driving skills, and that's pretty good. But he's still around. The AG 20 missed, and I forgot. I only put smokes in one of the launchers and not all 4. Oops. That's 100% my bad. And there's ERPPCs already flying around. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. There was supposed to be a lot more smoke in the general smoke area. But, yeah. I forgot to shoot my smokes. The goblin is not doing very good, which is not the best. Now let's see what I can do. Because you see my tanks with your mechs because you're 2 level I, while my tanks are 1 level small. So the tanks don't see the mechs, but the mechs see the tanks, which is a big advantage in this kind of situation. For the people who don't play Battletech a whole lot or haven't played with tanks very often, which is not everybody plays with tanks, let's say. Oh boy. Okay, he managed to at least move where I wanted him to move. Right. Let's see. We've got a lot of bad people coming this way. There was supposed to be smoke to cover me, but there won't be. There. Might pop more smokes. Not sure. Like this. We're going to try to get the helicopters a little bit closer, except the Ockmot, which doesn't really need it because it's got a bigger gun or a further shooting gun. Yes, those are all supposed to be yellow jackets if I were to follow my actual random attribution tables. But I think having a lot of yellow jackets would be a pretty nasty thing to do in general. Because yellow jackets are much more of a problem than a Hawkmot is.
Let's see, isn't there an Arrow 4 version of the yellow jacket?
I think there is an Arrow 4 version of the yellow jacket, yes. And I mean, just a Gauss rifle that moves 12 and that is a +2 to it at all time is enough to be a problem, okay? All right, try to bring the quads around. Everybody's succeeding their movement checks.
The Goblin, with its steering damage, still makes its movement check.
And the Goblin can barely move, so there's that. Right. Can I? Yeah, I can. Okay. So back to the more regular missiles. Enforcer. No, that's the Eris. 12 is a chance to hit, so I'm gonna shoot. Enforcer. I'm not gonna shoot the Ultra though. That's not gonna hit. Oh, you see nothing. Okay, well that solves that problem. Yeah, shoot there. Right, who's that? That's the Pike. Ooh, he doesn't see much. That's not gonna hit. That has a chance to hit. So let's try that. That's the Vedette. It's full auto. Well, somewhat full auto. It's just an Ultra. It's not going to shoot 6 times. It's going to miss twice. You're too far for the Xantos to do anything. Do you see anything? Yes, you do. And light Gauss. 12 is a chance to hit. And you snub those PPC should reach. It does. All right. Let's see how bad it gets. An heavy hyper assault Gauss rifle on an helicopter. Rotor damage. It took an okay amount of damage. 16 points of damage. No, 11 points of damage.
And all of those to just land on the rotor and immediately destroy it.
The longbow shot at where you were standing and not at the mech. I'm having some problems with that longbow. Okay. Heavy PPC missed. A bunch of light PPCs that missed. And filled up some smoke there. Okay, well. The warrior got hit by a large pulse laser and a small pulse laser. Rotor damage. Okay. Enforcer miss. Warrior misses. Warrior Akhmat misses. The Vedette took a decent hit. Oh, well, the section destroyed. Well, there you go. Engine destroyed. Immobile. Well, okay, the Vedette is very dead. The Pike, I mean, he could have tried harder. The Scorpion, okay, the tank Scorpion is destroyed by damage. Ultra AC5 misses. It'd be fun if at least some of my things hit with precision ammos and some of the decent stuff I've got on there.
The Scorpion got one hit on the Viper.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's that. The mechs are coming. It's going to be a little bit better. To snub those PPC from the Goblin did something. That is actually really good. I like snub those PPCs. Those are really good on most vehicles. But honestly, the longbow should have been able to, deal damage and not just destroy the terrain. It's my bad. I just should have changed what I was targeting because I was targeting X's the turn before. Now I'm targeting targets.
And that's due to the temperature conditions. I think I can run them just hot enough for it to not be a problem.
All right. Well, I lost a few tanks. That's not unexpected.
But I can see an oncoming problem.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of mechs coming your way, so there is that. Okay. I'm gonna move you first. You next. So I generally have the numbers advantage for a little bit, and then things get really, really nasty, and I'm in trouble. Losing the 2 light tanks, not the biggest problem, but something I should learn to expect. What do we have here? The Eris, the mech I have to learn to pilot because it's in a lot of random attribution table in your general area where we're fighting right now. So that one's going to be frequent enough, let's say. Enforcer 3, I'm surprised, is in the random attribution tables for, I think it's mercenaries in this general area, but I mean, it's the Free Worlds League kind of region, which is weird to have enforcers in. Trying to get some hits in. You're more troopery. You can go more in front. The goblins got 2 movement points. It's not going far anytime soon.
Well, it's not 0, so it's fine.
2 is better than 0. I mean, it gives it's so it's not immobile. So at least it doesn't have, you don't have a what? It's a -3 to it on an immobile target, or a -4. I'd have to,
Yeah.
-4. Yeah, it's not a good sign. The quads won't fall under butt as easily as well, at least.
The pike also can't move much. Or that its base movement, or did I get a few hits on that yet?
Quads I've always found a little bit odd to play with because they're a lot tougher until they're not. It's literally like all or nothing with them. So let's see.
Is that going to let me move here?
Scorpion's pretty fast. Thunder Fox is a really weird one as well. A medium that is not super fast, that has jump jets on a...
Is it a quad?
It's a quad, yeah.
So it wants to get within range, and it can jump to get over terrain, and then it can just crab walk.
Well, it's got 2 sniping weapons. It's got a light Gauss and a Yar large. So at least, I mean, you can position it fairly well for to cause a lot of trouble, basically. So it's definitely not a bad mech, even though there was a bad mech article about it. It's not a bad mech. It's just a bit odd, let's say. And try to get there. You just back up. All right. Shooting. It's a 10. Those are 9s. It's a 9 or a 9. Target the enemy and not the MTX, please. No, that doesn't reach. But that will reach. That won't reach. That's partial cover. And that's too far to do anything good. So we're going to try to partial cover. We've got no reason not to try. This is a 9 to it. All right. Mode. Fire. Done. Here. Awkmoth. Try to do what you're meant to do. Pike. It's just where it's supposed to be. The PPC reaches, so we can try to shoot that. Scorpion, I'm generally a fan of as a mech. Generally scores when I use it. Doesn't look fancy, but it acts pretty fancy.
See,
For those.
Scorpion is a good cheap tank.
All right. Well, the warrior just lost its movement and it plummets 8 levels to the ground. Well, there you go. This one's done.
Get the Hollywood helicopter.
The Viper is shooting at the pike. Okay, turret damage. Chance for motive, it damage. No damage. Pike has a decent amount of armor, at least. So there is that. Small pulse laser shooting at the goblin. The longbow destroyed a double heat sink on the blood asp.
That was just padding.
Yeah, I know. That's where we put padding nowadays in the center torso. That is pretty good. Okay, I'm using the ice swarm missiles, so trying to take advantage of that. Grasshopper's getting it. He's not appreciating it too much. The Eris deals a decent chunk of damage on the Viper because an heavy PPC is pretty nasty. One light PPC, the partial cover takes the damage. All right, there you go. Of course, first shot of the Ultra AC-10. What happens? Every time you shoot with an Ultra auto cannon, it fucking jams.
It wasn't a precision ammo in the jam thing exploding.
The helicopter's doing a bit of a bit of fun with the Viper, but that's what it's meant to do. Another double heat sink taken out on the star on a blood asp. And one of the warriors taking some ATM rounds. The Akhmat doing its job. The Pike doing its job. Santos misses, miss. One of the warriors taking a bit of damage. I'm being fairly lucky this game up till now. Unless I've lost some tanks, and I'm probably losing that goblin this turn because it's going to get kicked. And not much survives a kick from a heavy mech when you're a tank. No, it toughed it out. Not in a great shape, but he toughed it out.
That's still heavy PPC damage.
That is heavy PPC damage. So your blood has to start eating up a bit. My stuff's doing okay, surprisingly.
Do run quite hot.
All right. Right. Ah, he's got his fucking autocannon jam.
So what has left? This is the arsenal laser.
Much. The problem is you. It doesn't take much for you to change the turn the out of game looks.
Well, I've taken through armor critical hits.
Yes, that is true. But there's, I mean, those helicopters are armed with tandem rounds, all of them. I am not being picky here. I'm loading tandems into those SRM2s, whether people like it or not.
At least it looked like they had different double heat sinks.
Mm-hmm. Nothing that can't be replaced yet. Double heat sinks are easy to fix, so that's not terribly worried there. Then again, it only takes one ERPPC shot to change the entire outlook of a game. So ERPPCs are really mean from experience. Okay.
I can't do this. Is that too ballsy?
Ooh. Hum. I mean, it's not too ballsy. I mean, except for the grasshopper, not much can shoot at your dad viper at this point. And a scorpion, but he really has an ERPPC. And it's the inner sphere kind, so it's not as threatening. And it does give you, 3 pips of jump, which is decent.
Enough evasion.
Mm-hmm. Well, the pike was wanting to move back again. It's not going to. Let's try not to expose my rear, because that would be bad. Turn. Ooh, yeah, it's a quad, so it doesn't have torso twist. Oh, let's just ippity-oppity and try to get into range. You can't even turn around on the goblin anymore, so. There, unjammed my ultra autocannon. There's a reason why we put that special rule in. Because if you don't, it's almost impossible to play with ultra autocannon just because of the luck of how things are.
Oh, that is a base game? Forgot about that.
All right, let's try this. Grasshopper. Light PPCs have minimum range, don't they? All right, well, we're shooting at something else then. Light PPCs are... I've never played with light PPCs a whole lot, so... Oh, well, he's in a terrible position. He can't even shoot at anything. You can shoot at one of the star adders. And the pike can shoot at the... Well, he can shoot at the Viper if we twist the turret. At least there's that. You don't see anything because you're one level and you're in a level 1. Scorpion, well, at least I can try to do something with it. You can't do anything. Goblin, Snubnose. Can probably shoot there. That can shoot there as well. Well, let's see how things end up going. Really bad things can happen, or very good things can happen. For both of us. So...
Okay.
The Longbow's doing a decent job. I mean, that's what it's meant to do.
With sandpaper and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the pilot is a very, very good pilot. I mean, if you're looking for a bondsman, if you manage to save the guy, even though you're not quite supposed to take bondsmen because we want to keep those guys for potentially reserves, there's a few decent pilots floating around. Okay, the Grasshopper did nothing. The Viper shot at the Eris. Critical it, no damage. Okay, the Eris is taking a lot of damage in the back. That missed. Scorpion took an ER medium laser to the front right left leg. Front rear leg. I mean, no, front right leg, sorry. This is not very good. That's an okay shot. Scorpion did nothing.
Compromised the armor, but no blow through yet.
The Goblin did nothing. The ERPPC hit the Enforcer 3. Then a few ATMs. That's always a whole lot of fun. So it's... Okay, missing on the Enforcer. Okay. Doing... The Eris falls on its butt. That's a classic. Okay. Worse things could have happened. Nothing... Okay, the pike is in a very bad shape as well.
Now you get your kick.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going. The Eris can't kick anything because it's on the floor.
But the Scorpion
Those guys
can.
are there. I'm not gonna kick my own Scorpion. So. Well, the Eris's center torso is looking really rough now that it's got kicked through.
Front armor.
Yeah, the back armor is basically gone. The front armor is basically gone. Eat has gone down quite a bit for you as well.
Really easy. You just press the big red button and overheat.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing with Vipers. You have to be really careful with those things. They no longer have machine guns though, so at least the ammo won't go on them. But
machine gun was in the arm anyway, so
it's a really cool mech. The Viper's a really cool looking mech and a really cool playing mech. So I'm happy that we're seeing a lot of them right now, basically, because it's not a common thing to see.
I mean, it is a champion 2C.
Congratulations, Aris Pilot. Congratulations. You win the prize of a guy that falls on his butt while trying to get up. Are you going to fall again? Okay. Okay. Oh no, he didn't fall on his head. That's it. That's always good. I never had 100-ton mech kill itself by falling on its own head. I've never had that happen. I've had a lot of things happen in Battletech, but not that. I was trying to flank with the two guys, the two quads in the city ruins, but not city ruins, in that building location there. But that didn't quite work as I expected. Where am I going?
I'm showing here.
Where am I going next? And the pike. Oh, the pike just can't move, can it?
It has no movement.
It has no movement points anymore. Well, that's a bummer.
Where's its armor the weakest?
I haven't played with wheeled vehicles a whole lot yet. Those things are even more fragile. So, go that way. Yeah, go as fast as you can, so maybe you're not going to get it. Where am I going with the Scorpion? Let's go that way.
Okay then, I guess I'll just slot in here.
All right, well, the Eris is probably not in a good shape. Let's face it.
Okay, stood up, it can go back down now.
It'll probably fall back down, yes. But maybe I'll be able to do a lot of damage to that Viper in return. Who knows? Much the best he can do. It's an odd version of the grasshopper that I took, the one with the whole bunch of light PPCs. Not one that I'm used to running very often. Okay, the turret's not jammed. It's just Xanto sees nothing. Scorpion sees this guy. And at least the Scorpion O, the 3050 Scorpion, does have double heat sinks. That's literally why it's almost decent.
All this is the double heat sinks through my heat curve.
Because I mean, I've just reviewed a mech with no double heat sinks and an ERPPC that's 3055. Not the smartest thing ever. Some guns run just too hot to not have double heat sinks, or just at least like load up enough heat sinks to compensate. All right.
Hooray.
LRM-15s are doing what they're meant to do. The Eris is engine standard, limb blown off, 2 hits on the gyro, destroyed by engine destruction. There you go. It's very dead. Geez, I mean, 9 is bad, but it should hit more than I've been hitting. The Goblin and the Pike. Engine destroyed on the Pike. Motive damage, it doesn't change anything. Destroyed by fuel explosion. Well, that's always pleasant. It's like we're in a Michael Bay movie. ER large laser is doing its job on the Blood Asp. The Warrior didn't do anything. Okay, well, the Warrior just got taken out of the sky by a heaviest hyper assault Gauss rifle. That's what they're meant to do. So yeah, I understand that.
Purely by rotor hits. 3 rotor hits. Yep.
There you go. Hyper assault Gauss, I think you get a bonus to it against helicopters anyways.
Yep.
With them. So yeah. They're really good. Hyper assault Gauss, they're really good. The Enforcer is taking not that much of a beating, but he took some hits. And your Viper's still up. Well, that guy's on the floor. The helicopter's dead. But okay, now the Longbow's starting to overeat, because 4 LRM-15 is still a lot of eat every turn. So I might have to start calling down on that.
We're going to start getting into internals soon.
So, I mean, I'm dealing damage, which is better than in some of the other games I've been doing. Yeah, you move forward. Oh, no, it's because I shot the ER large laser this turn. When I shoot the missiles and the ER large, it's going to run hot. Kind of makes sense. Try to get forward. The pike blew up due to the pike blew up because of the the gas cans blew up. I'm gonna try to bring this guy into a better position. Tracks are all fucked up on the poor goblin. Someone updated their Mega Mech and the screen went from the white to gray. Well, that's actually good to hear. You can't get too close or those light PPCs aren't going to be able to do anything. Okay, that Great Worm can be an issue. I should probably start focusing on it as well.
Uh-oh.
With my Enforcer, that's almost lost both of its torsos. Oh, well, that's not good. I mean, it's not the game that has the best interface, Mega Mech, but it's getting better. Not with every fix that they run, but it's getting better. It had a few months where it was a few times where it was a little bit funky. And I know 50.01 we weren't able to make work at all. Might update to 50.02 if people say that it's functional, but all right.
Okay, so after tearing out most of its front armor, let's go through its rear.
I'm not going to shoot the ER large this time. I would much rather have ER medium lasers than a light PPCs. That's what I'm learning right now.
You really want to get that spray game right in there, next to a 90 tonner. Are you sure about that?
You've got a PPC. You can't shoot anything with it, but you've got a PPC. You also got an ER PPC. It's a fancier PPC. Jeez. I'm also starting to learn to appreciate light Gauss rifles, but it's just because of how many I'm using. I've been using so many light Gauss rifles recently. It was that Ostsol, an Ostsol with 2 light Gauss rifles in its shoulders. That was an odd setup. I need to see if I can modify the Mega Mech rules to add some stuff to it as well at some point, but that's probably down the line because there's some tech that I'd like to actually implement, like physically implement in it, but that's a little bit harder. Like light Gauss rifles with silver bullets, the cluster Gauss rifles for light Gauss. But I don't think it's easy to do. What do we see here? And if the Xantos gets in range with its AC-20, the game changes immediately. That's what AC-20s do. They change games. Light PPCs, 2 of them it, and the ER large it. The Enforcer's getting stripped off some armor. It did it the with the ER large laser. It's better than nothing. The light Gauss it from the Akmoth. The Scorpion manages to miss the thing that's like 95 tons in front of him. Congratulations, you're the best. Same thing with the Thunder. No, the Thunder Fox needed 11s to it. That's not as easy. The Goblin misses. Jeez. Oh well, the Scorpion just got one tap by ER large laser, an ER medium laser. Lost the IP and the upper leg actuator in the front right leg. Well,
Like, still
that's
physically there.
it just fused the entire assembly there. And then another ER medium laser in the other leg, and then some missiles and some ATMs. Yeah, those are always great. And your ER small laser does in the lower leg actuator on top of it. Grasshopper being a grasshopper, so it tanks shots. That's what it's meant to do. The Goblin tanking shots because that's what goblins are meant to do, I guess. Doing it basically isn't moving, but it's stuffing it out. Oh, now the grasshopper is in trouble because it's getting hit by ERPPCs. Those are a little bit nastier. And then the ATM 3s because ATM 3s are. Oh, well. There's an Evius Hyper Assault Gauss that just hit the grasshopper. And, there goes the right arm altogether. Yeah, the right arm just went. That's a thing. The Enforcer got hit by the rest. Yeah, pretty much by the rest. Ugh. Okay, anybody falls on their butt? Of course the Enforcer falls on his butt, but I mean, those pilots are 4-5, so they're not very good. Well, no, they're okay. No, I think this one's 4-4, actually. And he got a head injury. The Scorpion falling is a little bit more surprising, but with all the leg actuators that got taken out of it.
4 piloting rolls.
Yeah. Oh, is it dead?
No, it's not dead.
Oh no, okay, it's a tank. I was looking at the wrong star adder. Looking at the wrong blood asp. Jeez. Physical. Yeah, I brought my Scorpion to go and kick on the star adder, but yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Return the favor.
Yeah. The Goblin is still there. The Goblin is still there. Okay, those things are incredibly tough, and I think it's only 45 tons as well. That thing's incredibly tough. Well, the Scorpion lost the leg altogether. Well, there you go.
The torso kicked off.
No, okay, it's
the right torso.
Jesus. That is really bad. You kick the right torso and you start dealing damage to the center. It's bad. Not as bad as getting kicked in the leg and taking damage in the center torso, but you know, we've also seen that happen. Talon triple strength myomer on 100-ton mech kicking a light. There's no more light. That's basically what happens. Yeah, that's Scorpions. What can he do? If I want to get up, what's the... Oh, he's got art to pilot because it's a goddamn Scorpion. That's why it's even worse.
Also, all his weapons were in his right torso.
Well, we're going to do the magic thing of ejecting. Having no weapons and after your mech gone, I think ejecting is a good plan.
And a 90-tonner right there.
Not 1, 2, and a 75-tonner in front of it. And yeah. Geez, the Enforcer also is not in a super good shape. All right. I don't think I really don't think I could have done anything with that scorpion anymore. With no weapons, it couldn't really physical attack anymore because it's lost one of its legs. I don't think I could have done much with it. No, it's not just a flesh wound here. I mean, it was I mean, losing a side torso on a mech is bad, and in this case, it was really bad. But at least it doesn't have an XL engine. There. I'm finding little wins. You know, it doesn't have an XL engine.
The ammo didn't explode.
There you go. See? I think it has case. That particular model, I think, has case. I mean, the SCP-10 is not the greatest Scorpion, but it's very decent. It does everything fairly well, which is very good for a Scorpion. Doing things well is very good. I lost a light PPC, which is part of my weaponry, I guess. Wait. No, I should be able to get there if he gets up there. At least this guy got up. That's a 100% improvement. Speaking of XL engine, I think everything else is XL engines. Probably not the Longbow. The Longbow's probably a regular engine, isn't it? No, it's a light engine. It's a light engine in that one. This one's an XL. The Grasshopper is a standard engine. The Xanthos is a standard engine. It's the bog standard Xanthos. And the Thunder Fox is standard engine because it's meant to it's meant to be a reliable medium. Lots of armor on it too, onto maximum armor.
How odd
little design.
Do I want to be?
Really an odd little design, the Thunder Fox. One of the designs I need to learn how to play as well. Just not even because it's in a lot of rat, but because I think it looks really cool. That's a good reason to want to run a mech, right? Destroyed by ejection. Okay. I was wondering there why there was red in the movement phase portion. Destroyed by ejection makes sense, at least. Oh, all right. Grasshopper. What can you do? And we'll try that. Surprise AC-20. It can change the entire course of known history. Ugh. Let's see. Hello, Sherry. How are you doing? I hope you're having a very nice Thursday evening, which is a almost Friday. And tomorrow, yeah, I have to see what's going to happen tomorrow at work. It might be weird because work is being weird with me. So ooh, there you go. Great worm. Small laser. Nothing. Okay. The armor's peeling off of that enforcer. A lot of missiles. Oh, great job. Great job.
The downside of swarm missiles.
There's supposed to be improved swarms too. You get a penalty to hit your friends with them.
And you still hit with the 12.
And I still managed to hit it twice. Did I manage to hit them twice?
Or just with one roll?
No, just with one. Okay, but still, I mean, with a whole lot of missiles.
15 missiles continue.
Congratulations, you just won the prize. Then again, they're not in the same faction either, technically. I mean, one's Nelson's Longbow, while the others are planetary militias. So that might cause part of the problem. The light PPCs continue being light PPCs and sucking. ER large laser continues to be an ER large laser and not sucking. There's large pulse lasers continue to be very good. Grasshoppers are tough and will remain tough. That's a good thing. I try to bring at least one trooper that's going to be tough and rough and tumble. Well, the Enforcer's doing great. The Akhmat's been doing good all game, doing little plinking of 8 points of damage. The Xantos missed with its AC-20, sadly. But the PPC did it. That's a good chunk of change right there. The Thunder Fox is getting beat up by the Viper again. Missed on the Blood Asp. Oops, I see red. I see red. Smoke. The smoke munition has exploded. Well, there's a whole lot of fun. Hey, the pilot managed to eject. Yay! The Goblin's getting FMPs twice. It's not going to be moving very much. The ERPPCs are smacking the Grasshopper. Lost a right torso. Lost the left arm. Left torso's center torso. It's probably just the center torso left on that thing, isn't it?
Can I?
Phew, what's left of it? I don't know. The left torso's in a very bad shape.
You're still structured. It's fine.
There you go. Better than nothing. Yes, more Battletech. I'm trying to do as many games as I can online to show people that, yes, we do play that darn game. Don't just talk about it. Oh, you have a game tomorrow. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, trying to do the whole fisticuffs.
Yes, with no arms. Has stumpy arms.
Little stubs. I mean, they can still hurt. Okay. Well, that's making things more difficult. Oh, well, one of the pilots just died of exposure.
That's what happens when you ejected in his skivvies in negative 40-degree weather.
Well, no, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're piloting a battle mech. It's not like you're wearing, snowsuit.
There should be something in special rules that lets you Not
It
instantly
must
die.
be very uncomfortable wearing a snowsuit with a jumper while in a mech.
It already gets hot now. The other pilot can just get into the building and
Can they?
maybe enter the
I
building.
think that's why they're not dead, actually. Because the other one just ejected and died. This one is, alive on top of a building, probably warming up next to the eating system or whatever.
Hmm.
I'm actually happy with it. This is a non-official map, but that's a really nice one.
Yeah, we fought on it.
Oh, you already fought on that one before?
Yeah, during the campaign, don't you? Oh, you weren't
Oh
with me
yeah,
before. It's just mirrored.
okay. Oh, that's the map. Okay, I was confused there for a second. Then, can I get to something interesting? Okay, the goblin's got 0 movement anymore with all the damage you've done to it.
Hooray.
Now it can't move, but it still has armor. It still has armor. Those things are 170 ferro armor. That's a lot on a 45-ton vehicle. It is quite tough. All right, Xantos, try to prove that 100-ton mech with 300 armor point can be useful. People welcoming each other and talking. And David Glenn's in a whole lot of channel. He's a pretty popular guy. And I'm happy he hangs around here. Nice fellow indeed. That's Viper is pretty damaged, but you're not moving it anytime soon. That Star Adder is very damaged, but it's not anywhere where I can easily hit it.
Not quite.
No one is bitching about Hollywood here. I love it. That is a very good answer. And right now, even if you like or don't like Hollywood, I mean, you can at least have a bit of sympathy for the people not having the greatest time, let's say, in that general area. Let's try that. You just skip movement.
Yeah, because of this.
Okay. Can you? Can't reliably do that, but reliability goes out the window when we're doing what we're doing now. I have to try to deal some damage to something. You can't torso twist with a. Well, you still have weapons, so you can still fight. No. That's a. Those are black pythons. We are calling them Viper because that's the inner sphere name for it. The black python is a 75-ton mech, not a 40-ton mech. And it's got a whole lot of lasers and targeting computers and jump jets. And it is what the Mad Cat wants to be when it grows up, strangely enough. The Clan Viper is the 40-ton mech, which the inner sphere called the Dragonfly. And then there's the Viper, which is a 65-ton inner sphere mech as well. It's very easy to understand, I know. I never played with that 65-ton Viper, though, because it came in the rec guides. So it's one of those mechs I haven't messed with. I'll probably just drop it into a mission just to play with it. But I'll try to use that against someone who's not bringing the other Black Python Viper Dragonflies.
30 seconds to get back.
Oh, great. Now the Xantos gets hit by my own missiles. Great Worm. It's the Akmoth at a fairly decent range. Oh, but still need only a 4? Jeez. Enforcer. Okay, and he shoots at the Enforcer with the rest. The Enforcer shoots. I was trying to do some decent damage on the one blood ass that is pretty damaged. That was my goal, but nothing came of it, but it could have. Akmoth misses. The Black Python keeps shooting. No, it's shooting at a Thunder Fox. And it's still standing. All right. The Xantos is getting beat up quite badly. 2 engine hit and 1 gyro hit. Oh, that's a whole lot of fun. Misses. Deals a little bit of damage with a light Gauss rifle. Wait, the snub-nosed PPC blew off the right arm of one of the blood ass. Well, that's surprising. The right side of it must have been pretty messed up. Shooting at the Enforcer, not much happened. And now the Enforcer gets hit by an ER PPC, destroyed by engine destruction. Well, there you go. The Xantos falls. That was...
No AC-20 for you.
Well, I mean, it can... The target number is 2. Needs a 6. Okay, he needed a 6, even though the base number was a 2. Needed a 6, and he still managed to fuck it up. Physical attack. I mean, I could have buck kicked you from there if I hadn't fallen on my butt. I could have buck kicked, which is always an hilarious thing to do.
There we go.
There, finally, the goblin's dead. I mean, it got messed up turn 1, and it stuck around for the entire game. Oh, you destroyed enough enemy units that the rest of the pilots are surrendering to you.
Didn't even touch the longbow. It just kind of walked forward and kept swarm arrows.
And it kept shooting his friends with his swarm missiles. Oh boy, that guy. I mean, I did blow off an arm off of one of your blood asp. I am surprised.
Did you? Oh yeah, got the arm.
Yeah, I got an arm. One of the Viper is in. He was starting to look rough. The armor was looking rough. The internals were good, but the armor was looking rough. The other Star Adder is also pretty rough.
Because it took the through criticals to its double heat sinks, and that messed up the heat curve.
But even there, look at the damage on it. A lot of yellow, which is okay, but the two arms were about to start getting messed up pretty bad. The Ockbot survived. First time that when a combat helicopter survived.
Out of how many other Goshen's?
I brought a whole lot of those things. The Ripper survived. In mission 1, the Ripper survived. It ran off and blew up, and the infantry that was in it burned a bunch of documents. All right. Well, that was I tried things with that Xantos that I should probably have not tried, and bad things came of it. The rest of it kind of went like I expected, especially that Enforcer where the gun jammed, because they always jam. So that was a fun game.
You had the idea of running at the Great Worm and then turning around to run away from it.
Well, yeah. The thing is, that Great Worm did a whole lot of good during the game as well, even though it just stood there and peppered things with an hyper assault gauss. But that's what those things are meant to do. So,
especially because this is part of the C3 network, so it was hitting a lot of things at close range.
Even though it was not meant to. So, as you see here, C3 networks are very good. And I'm going to save this here as armor. Mission 1. So I can compile your bunch of salvage. Even though there's not much here that you'd want to salvage, because it's all low tech compared to what you're normally running. It could be useful for further operations or for defensive operations in the future. It's not help when the Viper is piloted by internet rap artist Viper. So a Viper piloting a Viper. Oh, geez.
70-ton Intersphere Viper.
Yeah, a member of Clan Steel Viper called Viper piloting a Viper. Is it? Yeah, it is in 3055. 3055 and 3060s are, I think, two of the forgotten books. There's a whole lot of mechs in there. There's a few that people have really used a lot, and there's a few that are just there, that are floating around, and people realize they exist. All right. Well, I thank everybody for watching. It was a shorter game than on Tuesday, where it was a whole lot of massacre and 50,000 points on both sides. But I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your day. I probably will be having another game tomorrow evening. If anybody wants to watch, we'll be playing the other Alpha Galaxy people that are going to be attacking a base with anti-spaceship guns in it. So your mission was not a distraction, but he's the one who's got the more serious mission in this case. So I hope everybody have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.